Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel here at Simply Renee. My name is Renee and today I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate chia seed pudding from the website downshiftology.com. These are the main ingredients. And before I begin, I'm going to show you how to do this with a mason jar. I should have followed the instructions to do a medium-sized bowl, but I went with mason jar instead, but it worked out pretty fine. What you're going to do is that you're going to put together 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, a 1/4 cup of chia seeds, and 1 cup milk, either dairy or dairy-free. I'm using dairy-free, which is unsweetened almond milk. Then you're going to get a whisk and combine all the ingredients together. As you see, this would have gone well if it had just been using a bowl instead, and I would have whisked it a little better, but it turned out okay. I even gave it a little shake for something extra. Then you're going to leave the mixture in the bowl or mason jar for 15 minutes without stirring for the chia seeds to gel. After 15 minutes, you can see here that the chia seeds have gelled, and you're just going to whisk it together one more time. And then you're going to cover it and place it in the refrigerator for 4 hours or overnight. I'm choosing overnight. As you can see, it turned out pretty well. It's nice and thick, and I'm going to stir it again with a spoon, but this time I'm going to use a whisk just to give it a little something extra, and as you can see, it's thickened. And although the recipe calls to put it in small dessert-sized glasses, I'm putting it in a huge bowl because I really like the smell and the texture, so I'm going to give this a try that way. Then you're going to top it with anything you'd like, which is fruits, nuts and seeds, chocolate shavings, whipped cream. I'm going to add in raspberries, and I'm using frozen ones because I had fresh ones that went bad, unfortunately, so I'm just using some frozen ones. And then I'm going to add some coconut. And this is how it looks, and I'm going to give it a taste. And it was very good. I really like this better than the chia seed I made earlier this year, which I'll leave a link in the description if you'd like to give it a try. But this one was very good and delicious, so I'll be using this a little bit more because I like chocolate and the chocolate taste came out great. And I'll leave a link in the description. I thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hello everyone and welcome back to Simply Renee. My name is Renee and today I'm showing you a recipe for chia seed pudding, and please stay tuned for a special announcement at the end. But this recipe comes from the website Love and Lemons, which I'll leave a link in the description box, and these are just the main ingredients. To make the chia seed pudding, you'll need a mason jar or some kind of small jar in order to make the pudding. And what you're going to do is you're going to just put the ingredients together. And you're going to want to make this pudding the night before because it does have to chill for 8 hours or overnight for the pudding to set. But basically, you're going to start putting in these different ingredients. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, an 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of maple syrup, and then a 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk. I'm not sure if you can use other milk besides this, but the recipe calls for almond milk. And you're just going to cover and shake to combine. And I didn't get a chance to film it, but you're going to let this chill for a few hours and then give it a good stir to loosen any clumps. And then you're just going to continue chilling for 8 hours or overnight for the pudding to set. This is just what it came out to. I do think if I had stirred it a little bit more when it was within that few hours of chilling before it set for 8 hours, that it probably would have had a little bit more of a thickness to it. But I do like it overall, and I put it in a separate bowl. And then you can just add any kind of toppings. For myself, I'm just adding in strawberries and mango. And you can also add other fruits, but also coconut flakes, chopped nuts, cherries, blueberries, maple syrup, and anything you really desire. And now I'm going to give it a taste. So this was my first time ever having the chia seed pudding, I'll be honest with you there, but as I started to eat it more and get used to the taste, I really liked it. I'm gonna make it again because I do think it's a nice, healthy snack or breakfast. It's a good substitute for pudding, and I just really liked it. I thought it was very good, and I hope you give it a try. And this concludes the recipe, and I'll leave the link again in the description box. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye!